Hello, 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 hello. So, here we are once again. Hope everybody out there is doing amazing. I'm trying to get this game jam done that I always thought was going to be way easier to do than it is. We are working on making a missile command clone. And I'm to the point right now where I need to finish the first level and count the points. So I'm just like I'm actually trying to make Missile Command, the classic Atari game, and just make it as close to that as I can. With Roxy making awesome art for it. So you can move the reticle around here and try to defend everything. Let's see. You can use some numbers on your keyboard, or also I built in a WASD system here. So I'm to the point here where the level tries to count 15 missiles. And then that's all the missiles it'll shoot. And the level will end once all those missiles are gone. Also, something that's cool is the game will speed up if you run out of missiles. So the level will end, but the game didn't end because there's still 2 cities left. So what I'm working on right now is wrapping up a level and starting it over again. So this time let me just waste all my missiles. And we'll just see the whole level go through really fast. A lot faster than it would if it was just going normal. And so if all the cities blow up, there's just one city left. Oh, that city's going to survive. So we would still go to the next level. But I'm not there yet. Speed up everything because I'm out of ammo. Cities are looking pretty safe. Ooh, there we go. But anyway, you get a game over when all the cities blow up. Now, after you get out of a level, so here we would go to level 2. You get points for how many cities you have left. Oh, and this one's gonna start. Oh, so close. I didn't hit the floor up there. I had to change up the projectiles a little bit. I changed them into platforms. Because that was the only way I could figure out how to speed them up. If you put a platform as the parent of a projectile, that platform won't affect the... There we got a game over, finally. So if all 6 of the cities are destroyed, then you get a game over. And the game should start over, but I don't have any of that developed yet. Except it did delete the reticle. That was cool. So the reticle doesn't last forever because it's just a bunch of platforms. So we actually need to delete this reticle from time to time and spawn it again. Level end. Destroys it. Game over will destroy it. I think that's it that I know of so far. Oh, Roxy Miguel with the follow. Let's go. Thanks for the follow, first time chatter. 10 streams. Hey, Wicked, thanks for dropping in. It's good to see ya. Good to see ya. I need to steal that from Shakespeare and get my own good to see ya emote. My good to see emote is ducks and a duck. So we're at a really good spot right now. And I figured today we could work on finishing the first level. And how do we count up the stuff that happens? So first thing I need to do at the end of the level is count up how many unused missiles there are. And you can see the points here. Unused missiles equal 5 points. So we have to count up. You start with 30. And you get 5 points for every one that you don't use. We thought it'd be cool if it actually mimicked the arcade and like listed out them. So what I'm going to do is make an actor property switcher system that at the end of each level counts up how many are left. Counts up how many are left and gives you points for them as they add up, and the actor property switcher shows it. And there needs to be up to 30 there. It needs to go 30 steps because if somebody doesn't shoot any missiles, but yet no missile hits a city, they'll move to level 2 and they'll have to get points for 30 unused missiles. Next, you get points for cities. So here's the icon version of the city here that Roxy made for me. Smaller than the bigger ones. And we'll use these as we're counting up the score. And you get 100 points for each one of those. So if you save all 6 cities, then you'll get points for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cities. And you'll get 600 extra points. So that's what I'm going to build right now. These missile bay launchers work as good as they do because there's 10 unique things on each spot. Let's see here. So missile bay 0, missile bay 0, missile bay 0. We should parent these together, but there's actually 10 different asset spawners sitting here with 10 different presets. And so this is basically the old school message broadcaster where we're sending a different message with the same message and toggling through them. So the first time I press 8 down, we send out 8 down 0. The second time I push 8 down, we send out 8 down 1, so on and so forth. They initially are on. It's probably not right. Probably turn those off. Let's grab all the missile bays. I probably can't. Oh yeah, it sucks. That was an old, really cool thing about Sandbox that is no longer cool at all. You should change them all individually. We can at least turn them, oh, we can't turn them all off individually either. What a pain in the butt. So initially I want them off. It gets turned on with game.start. I guess, yeah, there's only one that's on. Because this one starts off. And this is the only one that I need to turn on. So I'm panicking for no reason. But initially they're going to be off. And they're going to turn on with game.start. And it's just the first one actually. Game.start. But what I do need to add here is level end needs to turn them all off. So they need to get frozen in time when you end the level. Because I don't want the player to be able to shoot any more missiles after the level ends. So this one I do have to go and turn every single one off with this message. So yeah, these little message broadcasters that one toggles off while the next one toggles on. It's like the oldest trick in the Sandbox book. And this mechanic works really, really well on single-player games. If you start trying to make multiplayer games with it, you can run into a problem with some of the mechanics because you need to individualize everything. But on a single-player game, it's beautiful. So we're turning all of these message broadcasters off with the message level end. When does level end come out? It comes out when the last enemy missile or like threat is on the map. Save because I don't want to do that again. Alright, I must have saved and I just missed it. So how am I thinking about keeping track of the missiles? I keep track of the enemy missiles actually by counting with a trigger volume. There's a tag on them called enemy missile 0. And every time that a missile spawns, then we get math missile enemy message. And this message right here is adding up how many missiles have been spawned. And then luckily every time they're destroyed, this trigger volume will also catch the exit. And so I can keep track of how many missiles have been, how many enemy missiles have been spawned and how many enemy missiles have been destroyed with this trigger volume. Now this trigger volume won't tell me if the player destroyed that missile or if the missile ran into the ground. So we have to go a little further there. But what it does really well though is tells me when the level's over, and it's been working really good. So I was going to use a trigger volume to count all the missiles, but there are 30 presets for the missiles, and I would have to go through and save 30 preset with new tags on them, like player missile or something. So that's an option. But I think I'm going to go with these individual messages that I'm generating so that I don't have to just go back and save all my presets with the tag. So if I get 8, I'm only going to get this message 8 down 0 one time while these missiles, 3 missile bays are working. So I'm going to use these 30 unique messages that I have here to do the math. So we're on the scoring board, so we should probably work here, I guess. So let's say that there's a variable that keeps track of how many missiles the player has launched. So I don't know. Let's just call it launched player missiles so I can kind of remember what it is later. Launched player missiles. And let's have that start at 30 to try to make it less steps, because it can be maximum 30. It can be maximum 30. So if we grab math, and it goes 8, 9, and 0 are the buttons for launching the missiles that I have programmed. So 8 down 0. The message 8 down 0 would take the variable that we made, launch player missiles, and subtract 1 from it. Launched player missiles. Let's just go like this so I can wrap my head around it. At the beginning of a level, we'll set the number to 30. Every time a player launches a missile, we'll subtract 1 out of it. And at the end, we have to build the actor property switcher that counts through up to 30 unused missiles, depending on where that number starts. So it's going to take me a minute to build for sure, but it doesn't sound too bad. So there's 30 of these messages. 8 down dot 0 1 2. We don't need to do anything after these because we're going to be checking this number at the end of the level. We're not going to be checking the number each time. Oops, I'm making a new message. Goes up to 6, 7, and 1 more. It ends at 9. All right. Now, this is much faster to do on Logic Board Pro, so let me do it over there. Might as well show what I'm doing. Is it working? It looks new over here, dressed up a little bit. So if we paste this, and we have this inspector box checked, we get like this extra window over here, and it's easier to edit the messages. So now I can just be like, I want this to be 9. It just goes a little faster. Or double click on the 8 and just change it to a 9. Because we have 8, 9, and 0 I need to do these messages for. So 9 dot. So anytime I get any of these messages, I just want to subtract 1 from 30, because I start at 30. Alright, so now I'm going to have the 9s. Should be the same size. Alright, we'll go back to Logic Board Pro and do the same thing for the 0 key. Hope everybody out there is having an amazing day. I appreciate you hanging out. Lurking, watching later. Appreciate all of you very much. A little bit of vitamin G. Gratitude. I was watching a YouTuber that said that. Make sure you get a lot of vitamin G. G for gratitude. But I do believe in gratitude is a good thing. So now we have all of these subtracting 1 from 30. Now when the level ends, we start counting. So is there going to be a compare number? So level end is going to start the domino of checking launched player missiles. And if it's equal to 30, then we need to do that. So I need to do 30 different things here, which I'm not going to do all that on stream. I'm just going to build the first steps of the system and I'll do the boring stuff later. But this would be... I don't know what I should use. Let's just use the message unused, because that's what I used in the scoring earlier. So that's what word my brain is. Unused dot 30. And that's pretty much it. If it's equal to 29, it would be unused 29. And I could potentially do this with a message argument and like just send the same message out with a different number and then read the number, but it always ends up being the same amount of work, and then I always wished I had individual messages anyway, so we'll just use Logic Board Pro to make a bunch of rules and then make another board. So you can have up to 30 unused missiles. What happens when this gets out? We're going to create something like this message broadcaster system and an actor property switcher that like counts them all like boop 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 really fast. Where's what do I call the one that's not a preset? Enemy missile and non-missile. Oh, here it is. I was just in presets, so I couldn't see it. Right. So this menu is like right up in your face, so it's a pretty good place to probably start from. Might have to back it up a little bit, but let's just like start it right here for now. Line it up right there. Missile, or we'll call it unused missile 0 or 30. Unused missile 30, and we'll have their names be the same as their tag. And these are going to definitely start invisible. Now let's see if I can get 30 next to each other. What would be the best way to do this? Can go down to a half. $29. 28. 30 is a lot. Might have to make a couple rows. Actually, I want to start at 1. Whoops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just gonna go to 10 for now. I'm gonna have to do 3 rows of 10 or something. Let me play Missile Command quick. OG Shakespeare with the raid. What's up? I didn't even know you were streaming. Hey, thanks for the follow. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you. I appreciate you. Working on a Missile Command clone. We got some old boys with OG Shakespeare. Probably know what Missile Command is here. This game. Who's the best at Missile Command? Also, I gotta work on the sound design. So, it just shows the points next to it, which I don't want to show the points. And this isn't, I could look at it like an old arcade guy playing it. So it just has the points next to it. So we're just going to say bonus points and just have the points stay in the HUD. And probably just count up with your, I don't know. I guess we could have the things in the HUD. The missiles count really fast, and then the cities go like boop, 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 boop. Oh, look at this grouping. Oh, yeah. Also, something that I didn't really think about until right now is the color changes on this game, but does the color change on the actual old arcade? Oh, I've lost it. Oh no. Low missiles in the middle there. I'm gonna lose it pretty soon here. So there's a smart bomb. I hit it straight on. Smart bombs usually get me all killed. Oh, are you kidding me? Doing pretty good this game. 4 times points. We also have to do a point times, like a way to increase the points. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to survive the next level, I don't think. Or maybe this level. Oh, I lost a city. Oh, come on, you smart bomb. Oh, I lost a city again. So bonus points pops up, and then bonus city. I would like to do all that. Oh, geez, we're not living. There, I ran out of missiles, but I still had a couple cities left, so I still gotta play. Oh gosh. Are we gonna? Nope, that smart bombs will taking me out for sure. So yeah, that's it. That's what we're working on. But thanks for the raid, OG. I appreciate you very much. Hope you had a good stream. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the chat, Daniel. Hope everybody has an amazing day. That's a long stream, bro. Shakespeare's going to be one of the artists for the Myths and Legends fashion show. Pretty excited about that. It's going to be an awesome show. I haven't gotten around to playing any OTG yet. I really like I was watching you play and talking about casuals. I do usually play casuals, so it's interesting. I don't think I've ever picked up a game and been like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play ranked for a month. No. I'm past those days in my life. For most things, for sure. So that's 10. Let's see where the beginning and the end of this is. Let's just leave them all visible for now, actually. So we'll just have to move it back a little bit to get them all. It would be nice if I could just do it all in one line. Let's see. So duplicate this. We'll just name them later. Just leave a problem for my later self. Alright, there we got a row of 30 of these things. Now to get them to fit, first I want it in the middle. But to get it to fit, I think we're gonna have to move it down a little bit. Let's just put it like right behind this sign and see how that looks. That's not too bad. That's not too bad because that's right next to the HUD. And potentially I could count them up and it actually stays on the game screen even. Just a little bit to the left. I actually really like that. Okay. So we need to build a system that makes these visible boop, 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 one at a time, depending on how many we have left. Also, underneath here, I'm gonna replace this with we're also going to count the cities that are left. So let's do the spacing on that. This can be 6. So I would like it to also start over here so I can count the points in the HUD and then add the points up into the score. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should probably move it up. Let's give it a save quick here and hop up into the HUD. Hey, thanks for the save reminder. So let's say here that I need to create a new variable, huh? So this would be unused missile score. I might change all these names, but for now we'll go with this. Unused missiles. And then we'll have saved cities. Unused missile score. Saved cities score. Probably just pop this HUD up when we're doing the counting by putting a trigger volume next to the player. Unused missile score. And then with those there, we can make sure we got the spacing right on these. It's probably going to have to be something like that for it to look good. I want to make these HUD things on the large. Let's just try to get them lined up with the HUD for now. But yeah, something like this. We're very close. Let's actually move it down and to the right a little bit. No, that's down way too far. Okay. Let's go left to like there and down a little bit more. Let's see where that gets us. So that's pretty good. It can go to the left just a little more. All right. So I'm at the point in the game where I can play the game, start it, and get past the first level and get the messages, but nothing happens. So right now I'm building the system that's going to count how many unused missiles we have. And how many saved cities we have. I think the mechanics are pretty cool that I was able to make so far. Like, for example, if you run out of ammo, it'll speed the missiles up and speed the level up until it's over. So the reticle disappeared because the levels end, but nothing happened so far. So that's what we're working on right now. Thanks, Psychopath. You're awesome. So we're thinking through how this is going to work. I started the stream by giving myself a new variable and doing some math every time I heard a message from those missile bays that are launching everything. There's 10 unique messages. So I'm subtracting from 30, 1 from 30 each time to know how many missiles are left. Unused 30, unused 20, 9. We have to go all the way down to 0 here. Now let me grab this system and duplicate it so we can use this as a starting point. These are message broadcasters that get turned on one at a time. So there's only ever one message broadcaster on from this group. And they're all responding to the same message, but they all send different messages out. It's a very nice trick, especially when you're working in single player. So what I need to do, I'm going to make actor property switcher system. So these are all going to get turned off and then turned on one at a time as we're counting the unused missiles. I brought these over because just as a place to start. If I want to start at 1 here, how do I do that? So, like, let's say we fire 1 missile and we still win. Or we don't fire any missiles and we still win. Then unused 30 is going to come out. And that means that we have 30 unused player missiles that we need to add up our points for. And I always want to start over here. I always want to populate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want to count backwards. So if there's only 7 missiles left, I want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like this. Unused 30. So maybe all these messages together say this message will tell us where to stop. This message will tell us where to stop. And then all of these messages will get put into one message. That will go ahead and start the scoring. So we'd have like unused 30. Unused 30 would go on to say, we'll say count unused. Count unused. And so unused 29, this message would also go on and say count unused. All right. So count unused is what starts the chain of events. I don't know if they need to, the first one needs to be toggled. I don't think so. Count unused. We'll count 0. And so this is going to be a little different because what I'm going to do here, actually I do need a toggle. I do need a toggle. So these are actually all get turned, these all get turned on. They're all initially off and they're going to get turned on with level end. But then they get turned off with their individual message. So if I have unused .0 instead of unused 30, I have unused 0 because I used all 30 missiles. Then we're going to count. Actually, something like this. I haven't been using 0 in this example, so let's just use count 1. So I can wrap it around my head. But we're not going to count 1 if we unused 0. I have to think about this. How's this going to work here? Usually the way my logic works is like I'll think of something and then the next day I'll be able to do it. So things just take time. You poured quarters into Missile Command when you were a kid? That's awesome. I used to play Missile Command on like my uncle's old computer. I remember when I was a kid. It's like one of the first computer games I ever played. And I remember that version, the missiles would destroy the ground too, like make big circles in the ground, which I thought was awesome. Which I wanted to do in this experience, but I'm just not gonna mess with that this time. But yeah, it'd be super cool if you see big chunks disappear out of the ground. But I didn't make that one happen. Super fun game though. It's like super easy, and then it just like gets extremely hard very fast. Alright, it's been a little over an hour though, and we're hitting a spot that I'm just not exactly sure how it's going to quite work yet, but this game jam's due pretty soon, so I'll be working on it a lot this weekend. Maybe I'll have a stream, I'm not sure. But yeah, we're going to be getting back to the fashion show. We're having a bonus show pretty soon. So make sure you get in the Impossible Dream Studio Discord and interact with the fashion bot in there to earn yourself raffle tickets. I'm not sure if we're going to do the raffle during the bonus show or not. We might do the raffle during the final fashion show, but we have all the new fashion shows or fashion gear sets from the last fashion show in the judge bot. All your votes are going to be confidential. So just get in there and interact with the command line. It's really easy. You just do / and all the commands pop up. So I'll be talking more about it next week when we get back into fashion show stuff. I hope everybody has an awesome Christmas. Happy holidays. Enjoy time with your family. And yeah, until we hang out next time, which will probably be Monday. Hey, thanks for the bits. Appreciate it. Who should we raid? Blockchain Gaming, Twitch, or Mad Maddie? I've raided Maddie a bunch of times this week, so we'll go Blockchain Gaming, Twitch, and hopefully I got that. Ah, shoot. Blockchain gaming Twitch. All right, everybody, much love. I appreciate you very much. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and reach out if you need me. Otherwise, I'll talk to you later.